Очень радует то, что хороший звук идет с микрофоном. Так, мы туда не пойдем, потому что там чересчур большие левелы. И как мы понимаем, там у нас идет дрочильня. То есть мы вынуждены именно качаться. Да что ж такое, 14 уровень. Нам надо где-то порыскать в менее опасном райончике. Вот, 7-й уровень. Так, раствор натрия. Вот тут, скорее всего, уже... Так, мы нашли, что нужно. Да? Да. Фотография. Все, мы идем дальше. Так, возвращаемся в больницу. Вдалеке. Переутомление. Здесь у нас нет. Свинцовая пластина нужна. А пластины у нас нету. Алюминиевый осколок, алюминиевый порошок. Оглушение, расход выносливости. Оглушение или. Угу. Так, все, отнести лекарство. И задание выполнено. непонятных структур по крови. В загадках они блуждаются. Так, где-то здесь находится. Да, он где-то в больнице. В палате.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Так, хорошо. Мне нужно помочь пациенту. Какому? Вот этому?
Now we can handle this.
Как он в палате, да, у нас?
The daily routine.
I cannot enter.
Никакого уважения.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Нет, я так понимаю, пациенту помочь, который все-таки около нее сидел, а потом наверх.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Необходима подсказка, да? Ладно.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Так, о споре врачей.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Так, я больница.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Так, назад. Задать личные вопросы. Нету. Ладно,
Goodbye
всё
for now,
хорошо.
Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Так, а кого вылечить-то нужно в итоге? Ага, дверь открыта, да?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes. Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Так, как вас
What do you
здесь
think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Так, все, да? Личные вопросы задать мы не можем.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Так, привет, бобер.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Так.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
Так, не
I don't
работает,
want
да?
to talk,
Хорошо.
Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Так.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Vampyr. Привет, привет, Серег. Если помнишь, что Женя говорил про эту игру, прям истекал слюнями. Потом игра вышла, провалилась, сейчас ее подкорректировали чутка. И физика года 2005-го. Прокачка, боевка, в принципе, интересная. Боевка в стиле Dark Souls больше сделана. Скажем так, смешанное ощущение. Игра и интересная, и в то же время она деревянная, года 2005-го. Так, личные вопросы больше задать я не могу, да, персонажа этого?
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Так, понятно.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Поговорить с Эдгардом Суонси. Так, отнести владельцу бумажник. Так, нет, из больницы уходить мне не надо. Мне на 3-й этаж. Угу. Переутомление. Так, а как мне дать ему лекарство? Ему надо
Good
лекарство
evening,
дать.
Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Так, медосмотр. Так. Средства от переутомления. Как им воспользоваться, да?
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Дать лекарство.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Восстановление, да? Задать личные вопросы. Получится, нет? Нет, задать личные вопросы не получится, потому что я ему только
I
дал
have to
лекарство,
go
он
now,
отдыхает.
sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Так, все, идем на 2-й этаж. Мне еще нужно бумажник отдать кому-то. Вот кому? Ладно, найдем. Найдем, кому бумажник отдать. Так, видимо, комната на 2-м этаже.
It's locked, all right.
Так, дверь заперта.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Так.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Он ходит по больнице с красными глазами и кровавыми потеками по венам. И это нормально. То есть никого это не пугает абсолютно. Очень интересно. Так, отнести бумажки владельцу, поговорить с покровителем больницы. А вот точка белая, которая показана по карте, это, скорее всего, отнести бумажник. 300 метров далеко, очень далеко.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Да по-любому с люка.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Загрызи их.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Такая интересная была пауза, и ответ у нее: знай, я это, типа, не хватало вот только типа сказать. Я это, типа, нормально все. Да. Russian переводан это вообще вещь. Вещь просто. Вещанский. Так, бабуля.
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Так, понятненько. Там поговорить с медсестрами. Мешочек с мусором
The
забрал.
patients
Я
and
мусор нашел.
staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Здоровый гражданин. Окей, хорошо. Че там сиськи показывают друг другу? Хулиганки, ой, хулиганки. Так. Вот ты. Пипа Хокинс.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Так.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Так, понятно.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet
Ладно,
Jones.
ничего нового она не скажет нам,
Do
да?
not pay attention to her,
Понятно.
Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
45 метров. Скорее всего, это в больнице в самой. Так, нет, стоп, это за больницей, да? За пределами больницы. 34, 32. Госвик. Неизвестный. Леди Эшбери. Так, окей, я понял, их надо искать, да? Отлично.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
О странном посетителе.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Ничего не могу спросить.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
Так, вот это
We're
скипнуть
struggling
никак нельзя,
against
к сожалению.
An invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Так.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Нет. Им еще
Goodbye,
прощаться.
Call me if you need assistance.
Прощаться. Так. Нам надо найти нужного врача. Так. А мы нашли. Дороти Крейн теперь еще надо найти. Ньютон-Блад. Хинин. Так, а чья была речь? Я вот так и не понял. Чья-то речь была. Тут кто-то шепчется о том, что все хорошо. Что будем жить вечно. Может, под мостом кто-то? Так. Она там с кем-то сиськи мнет. Сейчас она и давай, сейчас добежим. Устроим ей сисечную облаву. Да, что это? Что за дичь?
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Чарли Чаплин, блин.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Так, где-то тут происходит кусь.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Так, там ничего нету. Он меня куда-то вниз увел. Окей. Поблизко. Так, там, скорее всего, у нас проход. Дальше по локации. Отсюда мы пришли. А, так, вон, там что-то есть у нас. И это двуручная дубина, по-любому. Да, это двуручная палица. Что у нас с двуручной палицей? Уф, уровень 2, 110 урон. Выносливость 30, скорость атаки 5. Внушение 15, да? Выучено. принципе, если это выучить, там будет урон такой же, да? Так, урон, оглушение, расход уменьшается на 10%, на 27, это где-то 25. Ага. Это оглушение. Так, меня оглушение не особо, да, интересует, получается? Так, вот мне очень интересует вопрос другой. Оружие можно как-то разобрать? Если да, это будет восхитительно. Если нет, то это грустно. Привет. Уровень, да? Быстро упал. Очень быстро окончил. Ой, мышку съел. Съел мышку. Так, надо вернуться чуть-чуть назад, потому что там был тоже зомбарь. И этого зомбаря надо замочить, потому что... Так, ну нормально всякие ресурсики. Жалко, эти ресурсики нельзя разбирать. Это был бы must have. Непонятно до сих пор, для чего нужны шекеры. Все, я в домике, я в домике. Ладно, он сам уже. Окей. Так, привет, братишка. Сначала я соберу все, что тут есть, хорошо, а потом с тобой пообщаемся. Общаемся.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Все, да? Крыша в больнице. К нам еще. Ну ладно. Оставайся. То есть они даже не нарисовали анимацию побега. Хорошо. Хорошо, идем дальше. Стюартская регенерация. Так, отлично. Мишка. Так, чувствую босяру здесь. Ага.
What sort of creature is this?
Можно ли тут что-то забрать?
Here's what's left of him.
Ага.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Так, от него я ничего не могу забрать, да, к сожалению? Ничего. Мышка. Так, все, мы выходим из канализации. И идем напрямик куда? До кого-то, точнее. Не куда, а до кого. Угу. Так. Куда? Ага. Нормально ты. Зомбарь. Я как путевый вышел, тут зомбарь. Интересненько.
Turn around, sir.
Так, ладно, они меня не спалили. Это замечательно. Мне надо на ту сторону. Почему я просто не могу взять и прыгнуть на ту сторону телепортом, а? А, нет, могу. Отлично. На самом деле, столько идей, как можно было эту игру сделать. И в плане телепортов, и в плане перемещения. Свободного города. Так, на улицу идем.
Stay away! Crush the land!
Что ж ты? Какой? А я не
I
хочу.
said stay away, sir! Sir! Step away! It's one Shit, that leech is fast! Stupid beast!
Так, падать. по поводу оружия надо подумать, потому что... Если оружие сделать оглушающее другим, то есть, допустим, мы берем в эту руку. Так, стоп, оно оглушает. А нам не надо, чтобы оно оглушало. Чисто логически нам нужно, чтобы оно оглушало. Информация. Так, стоп, а оно не изучено. У нас даже вот это не прокачано. А это у нас поглощение крови идет. По-хорошему, да? Угу. Угу. Скорость деки, выносливость 15. Скорость 10, выносливость 15. Что у нас револьвер умеет? Револьвер умеет убивать? Угу. Это у нас поглощает кровь и выносливость. Ага, а это у нас получается дамаг с оглушением. Урон. Так, здесь мы... Стоп, оглушение уже есть. Зачем? Уменьшаем урон, уменьшаем выносливость. Урон, выносливость. Отлично. А там у нас получается поглощение крови, притом максимально. То есть кровь, 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 кровь. Угу. Такое сопутствующее получается оружие. Так, я вообще вот туда шел. Состояние стабильное. Так. Тут монетки около мусорки, порыться в помоечке. Святое. Панки хой. Горшок царства небесное, поэтому все нормально. Кто там? Кто там у нас? Так, мне нравится. Не пойму, кто-то рвется или что? Или это дождик? Нет, это дождик просто покушен, да?